We're back. Jen A wins again. With Yarn Prepper a close second. At least we got the egg count in with all the people in the chat, so that was good. So once again, YouTube plays their games, or whoever's playing games is playing their games. We're 50 minutes into the chat, so it was pretty decent. So again, we're still going to go to 9:20, guys. So we got a half an hour to go. But what are you going to do? Just one of those things that we have to deal with, unfortunately. Yes, Thick Neck laid her egg today, Annette Boyle. She did. She laid early today. She laid late yesterday and then early today. So, but yeah, she's my favorite with her Dora, Dora the Explorer saddle on. That's so funny, and she's like such a cool chicken. She really is. Yeah, we went bye-bye for talking about egg feed. Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, I'll go back. I'll go over what I give my birds again really quickly. So anybody that didn't hear it, I'll say it now. Again, if we do get it interrupted again, guys, I will get right back on. I just want to put that out there really quickly. So it does happen. You may have to come back to the channel if we get interrupted again. And, that's how, you'll find me. Because a lot of times they will not put the notification back out there. For you guys. So what are you going to do? What do you think of the D.C. mayor requesting everyone to wear a mask except for government employees? That's insane, Mrs. T. Yeah, here's the big problem that I have, okay? The big problem that I have is they want, okay, so like in New York, if you leave New York and then you come back, you're supposed to quarantine, especially if you've been in a hot spot where, there's issues. So if that's the case, you're supposed to quarantine now for 2 weeks. You self-quarantine for 2 weeks. Had a friend of mine, her mother was dying. She had to go out to Arizona. Hey, Nikki Johnson. This is the message I got. An error occurred. Please try again later. Well, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. It's just part of the game. Nothing I can do about it. But thank you so much for the donation, and thank you for letting me know. But when there's that interruption, just be patient. I will get right back on. And I've never had an issue getting right back on. So, obviously we get zapped for some reason, be it YouTube, be it somebody bombing my IP address. I don't know. But whatever the case is, that's what happens. So, it's all games. Happy Elf just said it's all games. But again, what can you do? So, YouTube told me the live stream ended. Well, that one did because they disconnected me. So we have to end it, with that. And then, like I said, I will always come right back on. If it ends like that, if it's not 9:20, that's one of the things I'll put out there. So you guys, anybody that's newer watching my streams, if it's not 9:20, I'll be right back on. Because I go from 8 to 9:20. And I do that every week, all 3 days, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So, yeah. John just said, didn't get a message. I just knew to retry. Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, that's what we're going to have to do. The angry prepper, why are you angry? Oh, that's funny. I like it. Good question. Ed, please give us all that thumbs up. We appreciate that. Yeah. Again, guys, if you haven't again, since we just started this thing again, we're already up to 500 people in the chat already. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, please do that to show support for the channel. Thank you for doing that ahead of time. And again, it really does help with the algorithms. The more interaction, the better they will rank you in the videos and stuff like that. So if you would do that, I really do appreciate it. And again, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. I'm not going to lie. So I think it's awesome. Where's Asif? I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I don't even know if I got any messages from Asif today. I know he has been just crazy busy. Obviously, Asif is a doctor. Anybody that doesn't know, he's a doctor. He's been dealing with a lot of stuff. He's had a lot of coworkers that have been having issues and stuff as well. So let's work. So I wanted to get into Nikki Johnson. Love this channel and all the folks. Peace and be safe. Wish I was in your neighborhood, Ed. Well, thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you what. When things go down, there's going to be a lot of people that are happy that I'm in the neighborhood. Oh, Asif is here? Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. Oh, he was here in take one? Okay. Yeah. But so let's talk about the traveling restrictions. Like now, New York State right has it now. If you're coming from a hotspot, they want you to isolate for 2 weeks, self-isolate for 2 weeks. Now, my friend had to go to Arizona because her mother was dying. She got to Arizona. And her mother, basically, she was there for 3 days, and her mother died. They knew her mother was dying. The mother, she said it was weird. She said, it was like my mom waited for us to get there. She goes, we had a nice little dinner. We sat down. We got to talk with her. They knew she was dying. She had lung cancer, and so yeah, that's what ended up happening. And her mother passed away. So she basically was in Arizona for 3 days, flew back to New York, and they have at the airport, they have things set up with the health department, and they want you to give them their information, your information, where you travel to, blah, blah, blah. And because Arizona is a hotspot right now, she had to quarantine for 2 weeks. And right now, this poor woman, talk about when it rains, it pours. Her father, who she lives with her dad, and he's now in the hospital. She's under 2 weeks self-quarantine, can't get out of quarantine, I think it is until Thursday. Her poor dad's in the hospital. She's not allowed to leave the house. She can't go see him. She said the health department is checking on her to make sure she is staying home. So they'll pop in intermittently to make sure she's home. So New York State is doing that. So when people are wanting to, especially elderly people, I would encourage elderly people especially to stay home, not to go out. Why would you put yourself at risk, especially if you are in a higher risk group with everything that is going on? It just makes more sense for older people, that have or even if you're younger and you have underlying medical issues, why would you be traveling right now? That doesn't make any kind of sense at all. It makes no sense. So I would just encourage people to be smart, and do that type of thing right now. So, just why take the chance? That's probably the biggest thing here. Did you hear about Germany is issuing cards instead of cash? They are concerned the virus being on bills. I did not hear that. Now, I don't like that at all. I'm going to tell you right now, I am absolutely against them trying to go cashless because it's a total control thing. Total control. Hey, full of hope. No net. I won't be able to cope with no PN1 family. What happened to your internet? Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Is the net down, or what? Are you having to get rid of it? But so anyway, thank you very much for the donation too, by the way. And I hope that you get if I don't know if it's you're getting rid of it or not. But anyway, let's get back to the whole cashless thing. A cashless society, if they ever go that route, for whatever justification or reason, and we allow it, then it's our own fault, because then it's total, absolute, and complete control of everything you do. They will know where you are. They will know what you've done. They will know how much money you spent. They can compare it to your income and say, well, wait a minute. How come you have this much going out when you're only making this much? Everything can be scrutinized, and it's complete and controlled, total control by the government, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Not good. That's not good at all if they go that route. So, yeah, I think they might come up against some stuff if they tried that here. I think they would really come up with some stuff. If there's no internet. Oh, I got you. Oh, so you're good right now. If you're talking about if we have a SHTF and the grid goes down type of situation. Okay. Yeah. Well, I know it would absolutely not be any fun at all. That would not. I hope it never happens, to be honest with you. Full of hope. I hope it never happens, but it would not surprise me. Again, let's talk about something else real quick. JJ says, what do you foresee over the next 6 months? What's your take? So we're going to talk about, that's a great question, and it's kind of going to go in with what Full of Hope was saying too. I like China. People, we're going to be attacked by China. We're going to be this. We're going to be that. I don't think we're going to see those kind of things happening, in my opinion, because unless they can disarm us first, if they can disarm Americans and make us vulnerable, that would be the only way a foreign power would come in here and do something, okay? Because they're never going to take over the United States otherwise. Because if you bomb us, let's say there's a nuclear attack, what happens then? Everything is a waste. You get nothing out of it. Okay. So what is wanted, always what is wanted is going to be the resources. You got to remember that the Midwest, let's think about this a second, guys. The Midwest, the grain belt, of this country feeds 40% of the world. Now let that sink in for a second. Why would you do a nuclear attack and destroy that resource? You wouldn't do that. So how would an attack go on? And it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. Part of it is what's going on right now with everybody getting pitted against each other. This group hates that group and all that type of stuff. But now let's just throw in one more little thing. It doesn't have to be an EMP because, again, an EMP will destroy infrastructure. It would shut down nuclear power plants that would melt down, and would be all kinds of issues. So I don't think it's going to be an EMP either. But it very likely could be some kind of a cyber attack. You shut down the power grid in this country, and you put us back into the 1800s like that. And that, if I was the enemy of this country, that's what I would do. Because then we'll kill ourselves. We'll do it for them. The only way America is ever going to go down, guys, is if we do it to ourselves. We are, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again, we are the modern day Rome. We are the modern day Rome. We are the number one in the world right now. How did Rome just get destroyed? Years of endless wars. What have we been doing ever since my children have been born? Since 2001, we have been at war. Okay, so think about that. So 19 straight years of war. You're wearing out your soldiers. A lot of young men and women are dying over on foreign soil for nothing, in my opinion. So you have endless wars, you have endless infighting, and that's what destroyed Rome. Wars and infighting. And everybody can't work together, and there's issues, and that's what's happening right now. BMC Mac just said, unfortunately, 40% of the gun owners won't fire a shot. You know what? I disagree with that. I really do, because even if you're a gun owner and you're not really into shooting or wanting, whatever, if somebody's attacking your family or neighborhood and they're killing people and they're raping the women and maybe hurting the children off or whatever the case may be, you're going to fight. I'm going to tell you what, you give me the most passive individual in the world, the most passive, and I've used this example before, and I'm going to use it again, so it kind of breaks it down for people. We'll call him the accountant. Not that accountants are passive. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, because if you've seen the movie The Accountant, they're not all passive. Great movie, by the way. Love that movie. It's about autism. So, mild-mannered accountant. He's got 3 kids, his wife. He's got all the creature comforts. He's making a nice living. He's got guns. He's fine, right? Never hurt anybody in his life. Low-key, never bothered anybody. You take away all those creature comforts. You take away his drugs, his television, his power, not being able to go to the store and get more food, and maybe he has a 2-week supply of food in his home. Once that food is gone, that mild-mannered accountant will do whatever is necessary, not only to feed himself, but to feed his children and to feed his wife. And I guarantee you, there's a lot of people out there that's exactly what will happen. You can say, oh, they won't do this or they won't do that. That's speculation. Maybe right now, if nothing changed, he might be right. Right at the moment, 40% might say, no, I'm not going to do it. But if they're threatened, the most dangerous animal is the one that's backed into the corner. And we all have that fight or flight instinct. And if there's no way to run, then you fight. And that's what animals do. And guess what, folks? We're all animals. L. Gibson, what do you think about the seeds ordering company by mail from China going to random people? I saw that. I saw that. I absolutely would not be. If I got something like that in the mail, thank you so much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. If I got something like that myself in the mail, I would absolutely turn that over to police and say, hey, listen, I don't know what this deal is. I would absolutely not keep those, especially if they were coming from China, because you don't know what that is. So that I would not definitely. Somebody say invasive seeds. I heard that as well. Who knows? But I would definitely turn that over to the police, and I would say, listen, I didn't order this. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe you guys can trace it and find out, and do it that way. That's what I would do. Turn it to the AG department. Yeah, well, whatever government agency, or, well, I guess the police would be the first thing, as far as that goes. But, if they referred you to somebody else, then I absolutely think, that would be, the way to go. Definitely don't keep them. Because it's like, especially if something you didn't order, you don't know what they are. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing at all. But getting back to what I just want to make that point again really quickly. We have a fight or flight thing hardwired into our bodies, just like all animals have that fight or flight. And 9 times out of 10, if an animal can escape a situation, it's going to try to get away. A human being is the same way. If you back that person into the corner and they can't escape and they can't run, they're going to fight. And I don't care how weak, stupid, whatever the case may be, that's just natural. That is absolutely natural. So, let's see. Hey, Jen F. In last live, you and Asif talked about serious long-term effects of CV. Can you clarify if it's one of those who test positive or only if positive and get really sick? Okay, I can absolutely clarify that. Thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for the question. With what's going on with the CV, not every single person that gets it is having long-term negative effects, but there are definitely people that are having long-term effects. Now, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Some people get them, some people don't. But there have been people, after recovering from CV, have had heart problems, that they have had, lung issues, they've had liver failure, problems with clotting. They can't get their wind back. The effects after they've recovered, they're still feeling very lethargic weeks later. And so, yeah, those things are absolutely happening. It's not happening to everyone, but it is happening to a lot of the people that are recovering from that. And then, so think about this. You've recovered from COVID. You had COVID. 2 weeks later, you dropped dead of a heart attack. They're not marking that down as COVID. They're marking that down as a heart attack. But that is a direct result of what happened because of that sickness. So, that's something that you need to think about as well. Asif says he's not sure what those Chinese seeds are. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they are either. It's a weird thing. So, guys, I'm going to ask you what we're at 833 in the chat. We're at 362 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do that, please, to show support for the channel. And thank you for doing that ahead of time. Also, make sure you hit that bell notification. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that bell notification as well. Again, if you hit the bell or the thumbs up, it really does help with the algorithms as well. So I appreciate that as well. I wanted to show you guys something too. Let me go grab this real quick. Hey, Heath. Heather. I don't know what she's doing. Oh, there you are. We need a cat sighting. So you want to grab... oh, okay. So she's going to grab a cat and come in and show you guys. So I wanted to show you this real quick. So J Dega has a different new product that just came in, and I wanted to show you this, guys, real quick. Oh, we'll do the cat real quick first.
I told you I'm playing with my friend.
Oh, okay. So there's Bella with Heather. Well, people were asking for a Heather sighting with a cat. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and watch the video that I'm in. It has me and cats in it. Marketing. Okay.
Yeah, marketing. So there's her little petite flower, Miss Bella. All right.
Hey, she's the love of my life, even if she's bigger than I am.
Yeah, she's a big girl. She don't miss many meals. She's a good girl, though. All right. Go away. I love you.
Bye.
All right. I wanted to show you this really quick, guys. J Dega, the new company that I'm working with, they gave me another sample to show you guys. It's something that they just got in. It's called Ultra Revive. All right. So I'm just going to show you that. It doesn't have any THC, no CBD in it. Okay, it's a mental focus and energy. It's also used to relieve pain. No energy letdown. It's medical grade. CURCUMIN. I can't even. Anyway, but it helps for clearer thinking, and it's a boost of awareness. Okay, it's a natural antioxidant booster with natural inflammatory. So I don't know. She didn't put down what the price of this was. I think it's like $30 for the bottle. I'm not 100% sure. But if you were interested in that or any of the other products from JDAGA, like I said, I'll show you the one that I use. Again, I'll show you this real quick. CBD relief pain rub. I use 1,000 milligrams. Really, really like it. It works really, really well. That's the one that I use all the time. If I'm having any kind of pain, that's what I use. Okay, and they have that as well, and it's a great thing. This is 1,000 milligrams. I think they have 500 milligrams as well. But again, if you in the description below, or if you go to my website at preppernurse1.com, you'll see either one of them on there. And if you click on that, JDAGA, it'll take you right to the website. Make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse and then the number 1. Okay, not ONE, but PrepperNurse number 1. All right, use that one, not ONE, and you can save 15% on your order. So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys so you know ahead of time. All right, Backwoods Ingenuity 1. Hey, Mr. Ed, I finally got my food prep video up. You gave me the inspiration for it. Would you mind checking it out on your spare time? I definitely will. Shoot me an email and send me the link if you would do that, please. And I will definitely check that out, okay? So thank you for sharing that information with us. And I'm definitely looking forward to watching that. So thank you very much. So anyway, I want to talk real quick again about my website. We have the Prepper Nurse One community on my website. If you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you will see on the left-hand side it says PN1 community. If you click on that, you have to register. It is totally free to register. It does not cost anything. There's a ton of message boards in there, lots of information to share. If you are looking to connect with like-minded people, it's a great place for that as well. In whatever state or whatever country that you're in, again, that is totally free. You do have to register. No credit card information is asked, but it's a great opportunity to connect with like-minded people. Even if you just want to go in and read message boards, it's great, okay? If you're looking to network, it's also a great opportunity for a place to network with people, especially in a state that you live in, okay? So definitely take advantage of that. We put that there for you guys. The Angry Prepper got a bounce. Great live stream. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, and thank you very much for the donation as well. I hope you have a great day. But let's see. Asif keeps trying to get him to talk about what happens when the first big hurricane hits. He wants me to talk about the big hurricane. Well, we have a hurricane right now bearing down in Hawaii, Category 1. I know that they're having that there, and they're telling people not to dismiss that. It is hurricane season, so that's something else on top of everything else that's going on. If we get hit with a huge hurricane, and it's every year it doesn't happen that we get a big one, but it definitely does happen, and you don't know where it's going to hit, which is always a fun little thing. But people need, and what always amazed me when hurricane season happens, you have people that will get a bunch of stuff at the last minute, and then what they end up doing is, as soon as the hurricane's over, they take it all back to the store. Why would you just not save it and keep it, just in case, because you never know? It is amazing how that works. It's amazing. But a lot of people, that's how they do it. And, with the shortages with lumber and stuff like now, especially treated lumber, I would be concerned about that. I would absolutely be concerned about that. So Texas and Florida are swing states for the weather warfare is real. Yeah, they're definitely having issues down in both of those places. That's for sure. That is for sure. Union Mike 108 had a good weekend prepping away, stored 220 gallons of clean water, and secured some additional food, and have more on the way. Praise God. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad to hear that. That's fantastic. Again, with everything that is going on, guys, shortages are already happening now. And I want you to think about that, okay? Thank you so much for the donation, Mike, as well. I do appreciate that. Thank you. I want you guys to really think about this, okay? When I have gone to the stores, the last couple of times I've gone to the stores, I always pay attention. I'm always watching. And I'm seeing less and less supplies on shelves, okay? My sister, Margie, called me today, and her and I were talking, and she was saying she was told, and so I wanted to share this with you guys, she was told by people that work at Wegmans, not one, but two different people that work at Wegmans, and Wegmans is our big store chain up here in New York. Anybody that's ever been to Wegmans, they love Wegmans. They told her, stock up on your paper supplies now because they're going to get short again, okay? So I actually am going to go. Now, I am prepped out the wazoo. Anybody that knows me knows that. But you're limited to 130 pack per purchase, right, of the Wegmans toilet paper. So my sister, what she said, so I bought that. I went to my car, put it all in my car, and I went back in and bought another 30 pack of toilet paper. And good for her. I think that's awesome. But I definitely will be going, and I will be getting more paper towels. I will be getting more Kleenex, and I will be getting more toilet paper. Now, I already have a lot on hand, but again, there's that old saying, there's no such thing as too much, and it will get used eventually. And that's the way I look at that as well, especially when I think about the fact in an SHTF event, worst case scenario, it's not going to be just 3 people in this house. There's going to be a whole lot of people up in this, up in here, and we're going to have enough, supplies for people to use. So there's something to think about too. But Bark just says, how much ammo? I have a very easy answer for that, Bark. And what I tell people is this, and I've said it, anybody that's watched my channel for any length of time knows. Guys, it's already 9:16. I'm going to go past 9:20 because we're not even close to being done yet. So I'm going to go past 9:20 just so you guys know. So I'm not going to jump off here. I'm going to keep going for a little while. My rule of thumb, per weapon, whatever weapons you have in your home, minimum of 2,000 rounds per weapon. All right? So if you have 200 rounds for that weapon, 200 rounds, you go through that in a heartbeat in a firefight. All right? That's useless. So minimum that you should have is 2,000 rounds per weapon. What's the maximum? There is no maximum. Continue to add on to your preps. Continue to get as much as you possibly can while you can. Ammo is getting short. Weapons are getting short. People are buying up stuff like crazy. So I would encourage you all, if you can, get out there while you still can and get more preps. Keep adding to your preps, okay? Ammo's in short supply, exactly. So when you go to these different gun stores and you are limited on what you can buy, it would be very advantageous of you is to go on an ammo run. So how do you go on an ammo run? You pick out 3 or 4 places where you know that they have a gun stores where they have supplies, even if you are limited on what you can buy. So you go to store A, you buy, like if they're limit you to 2 boxes or 100 rounds of something, you buy that there. Then you go to the next gun store. Maybe that's 20 miles away. You hit that gun store. You do the same thing again. Then you go to the third gun store and you do the same thing again. Make it a day trip. Make it do it like that. That's the way to do it. And if you've got more than one guy with you, if you've got 3 or 4 of you making that run, you can really end up with a lot of ammo in a very, very short time. Make sure you have plenty of magazines. That's going to be really, really important in an SHTF situation, again, because you are not going to have the opportunity to get back into a store once SHTF happens. Now, will there be weapons to pick up off the ground after a firefight? Absolutely there will be. There will be a chance to get more ammo that way as well. But if you can avoid that firefight, that is definitely the way to do it. 1,000 rounds, 40 cal rounds, $800. Wow, Colleen. Well, Colleen, again, over time, as you continue to add to your preps, if you can pick up 200 rounds at a time, then you get it. And then if you can't get out again and get like another 200 rounds until a month or 6 weeks later, then you do it again. And before you know it, you're going to have a lot of supplies of arms and stuff like that. It's just a smart thing to do. Because once again, and I've said this before, it is better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And the price of ammo is never going to go down, just like the price of food is never going to go down. Hey, Prepper Chris 1, store my ammo in a cool, dry place. Try cheaper than dirt. Well, unfortunately, in New York State, and thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for that statement as well. Yes, store your ammo in a cool, dark place. If you can have it in a waterproof container, that's even better. So New York State is one of the states that you cannot buy ammo online. So, yeah, we are not allowed to buy ammo online and have it shipped into New York State. Ridiculous, but that's unfortunately the way it is. So that's one of the things that we have to deal with. And so, that's it's ridiculous, but what can you do? Prepare Now says honey. Yeah, honey is a great thing to have. There is no shelf life on honey. Honey will last forever. It may crystallize, and all you have to do afterwards is just heat it up, and it'll go back into a liquid form. That's all you got to do. Honey is a great, great thing to have. Definitely have that, and you want to make sure you're not buying store-bought honey. Make sure you're buying the honey from the local beekeepers in your area. Number one, that helps support the local economy. Number two, you're getting all the local stuff from the pollens and everything else that the bees are touching that really helps your immune system. So honey is a great thing to have. So, yeah, I buy honey like this, guys, all right? I buy it 5 pounds at a time, and I have a lot of honey. And so, so you're at, okay, just so you guys know, $28.99. That's what I paid for five pounds of honey. And I have a bunch of these because number one, I love honey. And I saw a comment. Hold on a second, guys. Let me get to this. Jeff Gutierrez, a co-worker who tested positive, was told 10 days later by the CDC not to get tested again or she would be counted twice. By 10 days, she was told the CDC that she could go back to work. Not sure that's enough. Yeah, you know what? If she was tested positive, it depends. I think it would really depend on how bad her symptoms were. Number one, that would definitely make a big difference. But if she was showing no signs and symptoms, but again, 10 days and you tested positive. But again, if she was showing signs and symptoms and tested, that's one thing. But then how bad did it get for her? The second thing would be if she had no signs or symptoms and was tested and came up positive. Is it a false positive? It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult to deal with that. So, let's see. I store my honey in glass. Yeah, storing it in glass is the best way to do it. Yep. Will your plumbing handle more people? Sam just asked that. Yes. I have, just on my property that I know of, other than my well that I have that other spring that I hit that is underneath the battery room. If you guys remember that one, that when we were digging the thing. So there's a spring there. I have a spring also over where I want to put the pond. We are in an area that has a tremendous, tremendous amount of water. I'm very, very fortunate that way. And I think that's a big reason, it's one of the big reasons why I picked this property was because of the availability of water. Water is key. Number one, water is key. If you do not have fresh water, you're dead in 3 days. And if you drink tainted water, you can, have dysentery and you're in big, big trouble in a hurry. Hey, Prepper Now. Got to run, Ed. Great stream as always. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. And thank you very much for the donation as well. So I'm going to do this right now real quick because we're at this point. We are Legion. We are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network of people. We're a huge family is what we are. And that's what people need to remember. Where is everybody from tonight? So let's see where all our family members are around the world and around the country. So where is everybody from? Southwest Indiana. Let's see. We got Georgia, North Central Pennsylvania, Montreal, Canada, Southwest Florida, Lancaster, North Carolina, Akron, Ohio, Illinois. I saw Hawaii just went by, East Central Illinois, Linden, Texas, Hudson Valley, New York, Colorado, Northern California. We got Minnesota, Arizona, Kentucky, Ulster Park, New York, Wisconsin, yep, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Australia, very nice, Jacksonville, and that's in Florida, obviously. Battleground, Alabama, very nice, Iowa, Eastern Florida, Southeast Missouri, Massachusetts, Buffalo, Kentucky. Oh, wow, we got a Buffalo, New York, too, actually. So New Orleans, Texas in the south, Toledo, Ohio, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Paradise, Nevada, New Orleans, very nice, Canton, Ohio, Indianapolis, Oklahoma, Samara, Alabama, Central Ohio again, California. We have Flint, Michigan, Oklahoma, Alabama the Beautiful. We have Detroit, Michigan, St. Louis, Missouri, Louisiana, Cape Cod, Southwest Missouri, Anderson, South Carolina. Florida again, East Texas, Swana in the UK. If I said that wrong, I apologize. Antarctica, I like that. That's pretty cool. We have Scotland, obviously, always here. Very nice. Thank you. Germantown, Maryland. We have, Illinois again. We have Missouri, Oak Ridge, Tennessee, Northeast Arkansas, Northern California, Napoleon, Ohio, Knoxville, Tennessee. So, guys, we're all over. Colorado Springs, Colorado. We're all over the world. We're all over the country. We're a huge network. We're a huge family of people. And again, if we ever really got serious and worked together, there would be no stopping us because we're organized already. As a prepper, you're always going to be organized, and we're ready. And so if we truly networked and planned on working together in any kind of an event afterwards, we would make FEMA look like a joke. They would look like a joke compared to what we could do. And, I think that that's important that we try. So anyway, what are we at? 719 in the chat. We're at 486 on the thumbs up. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, guys, I would ask you to do that, please, to show support for the channel. And thank you for doing that as well. I appreciate that. I am going to go ahead and sign off here. I do want to thank all my moderators for going ahead here and doing a great job again tonight and show after show. Hey, The Grove, thank you very much. Thank you for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. They do a fantastic job. And so thank you, ladies and gentlemen, that are my moderators. You guys are the best. I appreciate you. You have no idea because we want to keep this clean and family friendly, and you really do that, and that's great. I want to remind everybody, and I always say this at the end of all my streams, but all three things are very, very true. We are all in this together. That is important to remember. And people seem to lose sight of that sometimes, especially with us being pulled in 10 different directions with the media all the time. It's not the case. We are all in this together. And until we can get past the nonsense and look at it that way, then we're never going to get anywhere, okay? Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important to tell the people that you care about every single day how you feel. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you, all right? Stay positive. Stay away from that negativity out there, and you're going to be fine. Follow your heart, follow your dreams, and prep like your life depended on it, because it does. It really does, okay? I will see you all tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.